Have you heard about the My Makeup trend over on TikTok? When you type My Makeup trend into the TikTok search bar, it reveals a look, a makeup look, that will suit you best. So I did exactly that, just for fun, and the look that it gave me was Toasty Latte makeup. Now, as you may know, I'm a cool toned girly at heart, but I also love me some good brown tones. So this isn't totally out of my comfort zone, but it is slightly toastier than what I would usually go for. At the same time, it also feels like the perfect soft glam moment for the summertime. And since Pantone's color of the year is Mocha Mousse, I thought, why not lean into these beautiful, rich, warm, toasty brown tones, but give it a little bit of an upgrade. So I'll be using the Mocha Moment palette by Gourmande Girls to create this look, and a bunch of other toasty latte inspired makeup products. So if that sounds good to you, and if you end up enjoying the look, why not give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and also ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming uploads. And as per usual, I'm gonna be listing and linking all of the products that I'm using in today's video in my description box. So thank you so much for checking that out. And also please feel free to drop me a comment down below and let me know what are your thoughts on the color of the year. Do you like this Mocha Mousse color? Do you like Toasty Latte makeup? Have you tried it out yourself? Or have you tried out any of the products that I'm about to use on my face? I would be really curious to know your feelings and opinions. But alright, you guys, I'm just gonna zoom you in slightly, clip back my hair, and then we're ready to go. Alright, you guys, you are zoomed in, and I already went ahead and I applied my prepping step and my primer. I used, of course, my DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum as a prepping step because I do have quite like oily skin. And then I continued with my favorite primer of all time, the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer. I just love this primer so much. So before we are moving on to the foundation, I just need to apply something to my lips. I love to apply a little bit of a lip treatment before I'm going in with makeup, and I thought this one could be perfect for today's video. So this is by Summer Fridays, and it's the Lip Butter Balm in iced coffee. This is gonna get me into the mood, right? Toasty latte makeup. So I really tried to pick some products that are in tune with this themed look. And I love the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm formula. The scent, oh my gosh, if you like iced coffee, this is delicious. It's delicious. So I'm just going to be applying that. The taste on my lips, delightful, absolutely delightful. So could only recommend this if you're into a really nice natural sort of coffee scent. It's really yummy. Let's continue with the foundation, and I want to give this foundation a little bit more love. I haven't used this in a hot minute now. So this is by One Size Beauty, and it's the Turn Up the Base Full Bead Liquid Foundation. I really do love this foundation. My only complaint with this foundation is the fact that their cool undertones lean pretty warm, which I don't understand, but I gotta mix two shades together. So I've got this in Light 15 Rosy, which is way too light for me right now because it's summertime. And I've got this in Light 50 Neutral Rosy. I don't think they have a light shade that leans on the deeper end that has a normal rosy undertone. So because these two shades mixed in together still are not gonna give me my perfect shade match, I gotta do my hack that I'm always doing. Like, listen, if you have a cool undertone, this product will save the day. So this is by Huda Beauty, and it's the Faux Filter Corrector in the shade Cherry Blossom. I'm gonna be putting this on my little mixing tray, and I'm gonna like apply a little bit of this into the mix. 2 pumps of this and maybe 1.5 pumps of this one. Let's see what it's gonna give me. So here are all the shades that I'm gonna be mixing together now. Let's see if I was successful in the mixing of these shades. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna work. So I'm just gonna apply it with a dampened sponge. And I really like this foundation. It has great coverage. And although it's a little bit thicker in consistency, I feel like it just blends up beautifully onto the skin, and it just gives me like a natural finish. It's not over the top matte, so for today's look, I did not really want to do that. I wanted something that is just gonna look very skin-like, and I always feel like that this foundation looks great on my skin. All right, the foundation is applied. I really love this foundation, you know. It is just looking so natural, so flawless, perfected my skin tone in a second, and you can definitely also build this up. I feel like if you just use a little bit of the product, it's gonna give you a solid medium coverage, but you can definitely like build this up, and I did build this up a little bit because I really want my base to look pretty flawless for all of the products to go on smoothly on top of it today. So let's actually move on to the concealer. And I recently only purchased this concealer, but this is not a new product in the makeup world. So this is by Urban Decay, and this is the Stay Naked Quickie Concealer. So I've got mine in the shade 40 CP, so cool pink undertone. It's quite a light texture. So I'm just going to apply this a little bit right here. And again, I feel like for a cool undertone, this leans quite warm. I actually do prefer applying this a little bit more generously, because if I don't apply enough, it's not going to give me enough coverage. So while I'm like letting this marinate a little bit on my skin, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to apply my eye primer, my Sigma Eye Base Primer. Always use this eye primer. So I'm just going to apply this on my lids and then I'll be right back. Okay, so my eye primer is applied. My concealer has been sitting on my skin now for a while, but I also just added a few drops of the Cherry Blossom shade in the Huda Beauty corrector, okay? I feel like my concealer looks like, it kind of looks like a fried egg. It really does. Anyway, I'm gonna be blending this out. And I'm also just gonna drag this down slightly. All right, so far so good. I like this concealer. Again, it's pretty new in my collection, so I still have to try it out a little bit more, but I think it's good. Just the shade being cool, debatable. I mean, this again saved the day, so I feel like this is looking pretty good. So let's move on to actually contouring my face a little bit. And oh my gosh, this product, I love this product so much. This was in my yearly favorites video as well. So this is by Too Faced and it's the Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick in the shade Chocolate Mousse. Not Mocha Mousse, but Chocolate Mousse. Oh, guys, this is a beautiful contouring product. And to be honest with you, it's almost like a bronzer product on my skin tone. If you have a little bit more cool toned skin, you can definitely get away with this as a bronzer, I'm telling you. It's just so, so pretty. And I've been using this a ton. And I feel like this is quite pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. But also, if you go overboard with this, don't worry about it. You can definitely just blend it out and it will just seamlessly melt into your skin. It's so beautiful. Smells like Jaffa cakes, to be honest with you. If you know Jaffa cakes, it's that scent. So I always just apply a little bit onto the back of my hand. Look at that shade. Yummy. So I'm gonna like use my BK109 brush. I'm just gonna work it a little bit into the brush. And I'm just gonna go right here with this. And this formula, seamless on the skin, seamless. It's just gonna blend in so nicely. All right, I'm also going to take this onto my forehead. I always do that because I feel like otherwise, if you just concentrate your makeup into this part of your face, it's just going to look so out of place, like your forehead is just not alive, and it's just going to make such a big difference. All right, so my face is contoured and bronze at the same time, and I really love the shade. I love everything about this. So before I'm powdering down my face, I want to be moving on to a cream blush, and I like this blush for underneath powder. This is so pretty. This is one of my favorite cream blush formulas of all time. This is by DANESSA MYRICKS, and it's the Blurring Balm Powder Flushed. This shade is also so on theme. This is the shade Spiced Latte. Such a beautiful shade. And this has a little bit of subtle warmth to it. This is also one of her newer shades. And I really like this. I really do. It's quite balmy, but it looks so stunning on the skin. Here is the shade. I know this looks intimidating, but wait until it goes on. So I always just apply a little bit onto the back of my hand. Then I take a brush, like this is the BK Beauty 109 brush. I work it in, and then I just go onto my face with it. And look, it's not over the top pigmented. Like I thought in the beginning, oh no, I cannot pull off this shade. But if you use it in this kind of way, oh, you can definitely pull this off if you have my skin tone. And it's just gonna give me that warmth, without looking orange. And I did not build this up to the maximum, but I just feel like this is just heating up my skin slightly without making it look orange, and it just has such a beautiful undertone. Okay, so now let's actually move on to the setting powder, and I'm gonna just use a little bit of my Pat McGrath. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. I'm just gonna use this shade a little bit underneath my eyes. This is the pink shade, Baby Pink. And then I'm gonna be moving on to a different setting powder for the rest of my face. So for the rest of my face, I'm gonna be using the Aura Mass Hydra Setting Powder in the shade Light. I really love this powder. It's a really good one, but I just don't love it underneath my eyes. So that's why I just used the Pat McGrath one. I'm just gonna work it into the powder puff. And then I'm just gonna set my face with this. I really feel like every time I'm using this powder, my foundation just looks so good. It does not really look heavy or cakey, but it just sets everything into place. All right, before we are moving on to the fun part, like the powder, bronzer, blush, and highlighter, I'm just going to quickly do my eyebrows off camera and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. My brows are alive. So I've used the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Lift Brow Pencil in the shade Natural Brown. I love it. And I used, of course, I used my Kosas Brow Gel in the shade Soft Brown. So let's move on to, I would say, a powder bronzer. Let's kick it off with the bronzer. And oh my gosh, this one, I love this. I really do. And I think this is going to give me like a beautiful toasty look with just a little bit of a slight glow to it as well. So this is by NYX and this is the Buttermelt Bronzer. It's quite pigmented, so I would suggest to always tap off your brush on the back of your hand before you're going onto the skin with it. But I've been using this so much. I really love it. It's really good for my skin tone and it just works so well on me. It's the shade O2 All Buttered Up. That is such a good one. And I think it's just going to look fantastic for today. So I'm just going to use a little bit, tap it onto my hand first. It just looks so beautiful. It's going to give me that stunning toasty look that I'm looking for this video, most definitely. And it has like a really, really subtle glow, like really subtle. I just love the texture of this. It really does melt into the skin like butter. And just look at that. Stunning, stunning, stunning. I mean, it also smells like coconuts. I don't necessarily love a fragrance bronzer, but it is what it is. I kind of used some fragrance products today. But yeah, for this look, I kind of want to go a little bit heavy with the bronzer. I don't want to overdo it, but I really just kind of want to apply a lot of bronzer because I feel like for a Toasty Latte makeup, bronzer is really where it's at. It just looks so good on the skin. I really, really love it. So let's move on to the blush that I want to apply. And this is also one of my favorite shades ever. This is really going to contribute and enhance this toasty look that we have going on. This is by Fenty Beauty and it's the Suede Powder Blush. And this is the shade Bacon Cakes. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is literally Aura Mass Hydra Blush in Maiden's Blush, in the shade Maiden's Blush, as a matte powder formula. It's so good and it looks stunning. I've been using this so much and I'm telling you, this is literally perfect for today's look. It's going to be perfect. So let's apply it together. This is not like over the top pigmented. It's not like the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer. So you can definitely build this up and I'm just gonna really go in with this. And what I love about this is it has like a little bit of that pinky brownish tone to it, like Maiden's Blush by RMS. So it's not gonna pull over the top orangey or warm if you have a cool undertone, but it's just gonna look like your natural warmth from within. And it's such a beautiful shade. I mean, oh my goodness, it's so stunning. Immediately when I was looking at the products that I wanted to use for today, this was the first blush that popped into my mind. Do you guys love it? I mean, I definitely do. I think the shade is so perfect for today's look. Let's move on to the highlighter. And I feel like with this Toasty Latte makeup trend, a lot of it depends on the highlighter that you're going to be using because it's all about this really warm, sort of like soft glow look. And so I pulled out this highlighter. It's so stunning. I'm just not 100% sure if it's still available. This is by Illamasqua and it's the Beyond Powder highlighter. This is the shade OMG. It's so beautiful, especially for the look that we're trying to achieve. I want that really stunning, reflective, wet glow from within look. And so I'm just going to apply this highlighter a little bit on the tip of my nose. This highlighter is beautiful. It's so reflective and it has a little bit of that golden sort of reflect to it. So perfect for the summertime. So I'm also just going to apply a little bit right here. Just look at that. It's literally, it looks like sunshine on your skin. Woo! This is really just such a sophisticated glow overall. And I don't know what's going on with Illamasqua. I hope they still have this highlighter. It's one of my favorite products by the brand. I actually made an entire video on Illamasqua. And I'm not sure if we are going to be losing Illamasqua in the future or not. I hope not, because this highlighter is just out of this world. Oof, that glow. This glow is just mesmerizing. I love it. I love this highlighter so much. Perfect for a good toasty latte makeup look. Beautiful because it has a little bit of that subtle golden sheen to it, right? My complexion is done, so let's move on to the next step and let's move on to the eyes. And for the eyes, as I was saying in the intro, I want to use this beautiful palette that is inspired by Pantone's Color of the Year, which is Mocha Mousse. This is by Gourmande Girls, and this is the Mocha Moment eyeshadow palette. So last year, Pantone's Color of the Year was Peach, and they created the Peach Perfect eyeshadow palette. This year it is Mocha Mousse, and here is the Mocha Moment eyeshadow palette. I have not used this just yet, so this is kind of going to be a first impressions today. It almost looks like a neutral eyeshadow palette, but with a twist, like spicy neutral. So this palette comes with 15 shades in total. 10 of them are matte shades, and 5 of them are stunning shimmer shades. There are also 2 marbled shades in here. I mean, this just looks refreshing. It looks a little bit unexpected. Honestly, this is an interesting color story, and the names, oh my gosh, the names, they are all inspired by Mocha, by the coffee Mocha. I really do enjoy their formula as well. Their mattes are kind of like buildable, but they do have a lot of like color payoff. They feel a little bit more buttery. They're not quite as powdery. They just look so nice on the lids, and then their shimmers are usually quite impactful. It really depends. They sometimes have different textures. Just by looking at this, I also feel like there are a couple of different textures, a couple of different finishes in this palette when it comes to the shimmer formula. But I'm just gonna start off with the shade Mocha Mousse. Why not? Let's just put that all over my lids. Let's start off with this shade right here. So I'm just gonna put this into my crease and just blend it out. And let's see if this is more of a light shade or if I can build it up. I mean, it does look quite light in the pan. Okay, what are we thinking? I feel like this is such a light shade and, you know, it is pretty cool toned. So I feel like maybe let's add a little bit of toastiness into it. Let's go into the shade White Choco Mocha, this one right here. I'm just gonna blend this in a little bit and let's see. Okay, so I want to proceed with going into Midnight Mocha, the deepest shade. I kind of want to deepen up my outer corners. I'm gonna try and use this shade right here, Mocha Madness, and just go a little bit over this because we definitely need a mid-tone. So this is going into the right direction. I'm gonna be cleaning up the mess in a second, so don't worry about how it's looking now. But this is really like the tone that I wanted to aim for. So I still want to put something right here in my inner corner. And I feel like I'm just gonna go back into Mocha Mousse, the shade that we started off with. And I'm just gonna bring that a little bit into here. Before I'm moving on to my lower lash line, I'm going to be using my Creamy Coal Liner by Huda Beauty. This is the shade Very, Very Brown. I'm going to use that in my waterline and then we can proceed. So I'm going to go in with the shade Mocha Madness all underneath my lower lash line. Then I'm going to deepen up the outer corners, the very outer corners, with this shade right here. I'm going to blend this out with White Choco Mocha, this more yellowish tone. Okay, and now I'm gonna go into Midnight Mocha and deepen this up a little bit. All right, I'll be cleaning up my edges and then we'll shall see what shimmer I'm gonna be applying to my lids. I'm really happy with the mattes, how they turned out. I think I'm gonna go into this shade because look, this shade is really interesting. I mean, this is like a silver with gold and with some other shades in there. So let's see how this is gonna look like. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, this is actually beautiful. Oh my goodness, okay. I'm just gonna tap that all over my lids. Okay, this is stunning. Wow. I am so impressed. This shade is like a mixture of pale gold with a little bit of pink in there. And also, it has a little bit of like almost like a silvery blue base. And I wanted to give this toasty look a little bit of a twist. So I think we definitely achieved that. However, I don't really have like a proper inner corner highlighting shade in here. I mean, I could use this, but that's going to be green or pink. So I kind of want to avoid that. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to go into my highlighter. I'm going to go into this inner mascara highlighter and just put a little bit of this highlighter into my inner corner. This is stunning, right? It's really, really pretty. Very unexpected. Okay, so before I'm going to be applying mascara, I'm just going to hit my face with some setting spray. And I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. So let's set this makeup into place. Let's double check if everything is still good. Looking good. Okay, so let's go. Okay, the setting spray is just enhancing the stunning like toastiness, the glow of my skin. I love this setting spray, you guys. My makeup is not gonna budge with this. So I'm just gonna apply some mascara and then I'll be right back with the lip products. Okay, I am back. I just applied the Master Mascara by Makeup by Mario. I really like it. It always looks just so intense on my lashes and the effect is just beautiful. I've been really enjoying it. Okay, so let's move on to my lips. For my lips, I really thought like I do want to bring back the richness, the brownie, nudie kind of tones, and this one is so perfect. This is by Makeup Forever. It's the Artist Color Pencil, and this is the shade Anywhere Caffeine. Perfect mid-tone brown shade. Really beautiful on the lips. I love these pencils by Makeup Forever. They are so good. These are a little bit creamier, yet pigmented, and they're not gonna budge. So I'm gonna apply the lip liner. This lip liner It just screams latte makeup. It's so easy to apply. I really love it. So now, as a lipstick, I chose this one. So this is actually by Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Matte Revolution lipstick. Believe me, it was so difficult to actually pick one of the lipsticks because I have an abundance of brown lipsticks, but I really felt like this shade worked really well with the lip liner. This is the shade Catwalking, and I really like this formula, and I feel like this is really perfect for a beautiful toasty sort of makeup look. So I'm just gonna apply this one. I really do think that this lipstick, this shade Catwalking, it just works so well with the lip liner. And this is a little bit warmer. It's leaning a little bit more peachy, but I think for a toasty latte makeup look, that's what it's all about. It's about combining some of these neutral chocolatey tones, like Mocha Mousse tones, with some of these warmer, like toastier tones. And yeah, this is my final look, you guys. I'm gonna zoom you out slightly so you can see this look also from a little bit further away. Okay, you guys, what are we thinking? I think this look is really special. It's really special. I've never done a combination like this. I also put on this top because it kind of reminded me a little bit of like Mocha Mousse. What are you guys thinking? Do you guys like this look? Please leave me a comment down below. Have you actually done a toasty makeup look yourself? I would be really curious to know. If so, what are your go-to makeup products? And if you enjoyed the look and the video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and also ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. And I shall be seeing you on here very, very soon with the next one. So please do take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.